Well, the problem with an event like AfriCities is that it's very large, it involves a huge number of people, it crams a bit too much into 4 or 5 days. For instance, with the open sessions, I think there are 20 sessions this morning. I would like to go to other sessions and see that. So I have to be involved with my session, and it limits my involvement with the bigger picture of AfriCities. We've worked for the last 6 years to open the doors to Inhabitants associations to get them a platform. We did that in Dakar at AfriCities 6, and in Marrakesh. It was the first time that we actually had a genuine participation from residents associations. It's a long process. I hope it will continue. Part of the problem is the engagement with the political leaders and the local government leaders. Our session was called the Inhabitants Organizations and Local Authorities towards Habitat 3, towards Quito. I will do an assessment of how many local government people there were, but by and large we were talking to ourselves, and the participation of local government representatives was very poor. They'd come in, stay for 10 minutes and drift off again. You can't make people attend. But we need to address those procedural issues that would encourage a greater dialogue between the two sectors. Well, we obviously had a wide range of diversity. Africa has 53, 55 countries, depending who you listen to. And of course, all our local struggles vary from country to country. There are common threads, though, that weave between them. For me, one of the biggest common threads is the contempt that our national and local governments have for people. They will use the jargon of pro-poor policies. They will speak the right words, but their practices belie those words. And the actual activities on the ground speak to a neoliberal agenda that looks at land purely for its commercial value as a capital asset. That poor people are just there to be pushed off, to free up the land for capitalist development between international corporations and local elites. And the poor are pushed to marginal areas on the edge of the city, away from jobs, away from community, from schools and other sources. And we advocate for a genuine people-orientated approach to planning, where the people are at the center of everything. They're not just one factor to consider, but they drive the process. If they are not involved in negotiating the development for their area, then it's illegitimate. Okay? We think our leaders need to preserve communities, because otherwise we end up with cities where nobody knows anybody else, they're all lost, we get social problems and crime and all the rest of it. So it's important to preserve the few communities that we do have in cities. And you do that by respecting people, giving them security of tenure, so they don't have to worry about being thrown out because somebody wants to put one of these high-rise buildings on their land.